Hi folks, my name is Anshuman Singh and today I'm going to discuss some of the vendor extensions that you can use inside PKMST and how it helps in creating a production grade microservices. So as you all know, what are the benefits of the microservices? Build a smaller code base which is easy to maintain, easy to scale as an individual component. You can have a technology diversity, you can have a better fault isolation, better support for smaller and the parallel team, you can have independent deployment. But there are also various challenges associated with the microservices, the consistency across the services are difficult to achieve. The distributed systems are very hard to debug and trace the issues. Then you have the greater need for end-to-end testing. So in view of that, we have leveraged some of the features of the Spring Cloud to develop the microservices architecture. So what is a Spring Cloud? As you all know, it is a building block for cloud and microservices. It provides various microservices infrastructure, the use of service discovery, the configuration server, monitoring, and it uses Spring Boot style starters. So here we are going to discuss some of the features that we have used inside our PKMST. So we have vendor extensions inside the Swagger specification, which you can use. As you can see in this Swagger specification, that we have used some of the vendor extension as Eureka URI, Zipkin URI, and the Spring Boot admin URI. So this is a sample hello Swagger specification, and in that we have used our vendor extensions that we have not used previously in one of the examples. So with this vendor extensions, it will generate additional configuration with respect to the Eureka URI, the Zipkin URI, the Spring Boot URI, which helps in monitoring, tracking, tracing your microservices. So we are using the Eureka server for Spring for service discovery, so that you can easily find your services, or the services can find each other. So Spring Cloud supports several ways to implement the service discovery, but for this we are going to use the Eureka created by Netflix. So it provides several annotation to make it easy to use and hides a lot of complexity. So basically the prerequisite of running this project is you should have the Eureka server, the Zipkin or the Spring Boot server already running. So I have already started the Spring Boot admin, Zipkin, and the Eureka server. So you can see the Eureka server is running at 8761, the Zipkin is running at 9411, and the Spring Boot admin is running at 8090. So now if you go to the Swagger editor, you can generate a skeleton project using the Swagger specification. You click on the PKMST, then it will ask you to save your generated server, and then you save it, and once again you can import the generated zip file into an Eclipse. I have already included that, and this is my generated project. I have implemented the controller, and so you can see in the PKMST application you have the Eureka client annotation, which is not there in the previous example. Also, if you see the application local, then you have the Eureka configuration, then you have the Zipkin configuration, and you have the Spring Boot admin configuration already included within your project. So if you start this application run as a normal Java application, so it's getting started. So as soon as this will start, it will be registered inside your Eureka service discovery. And as you can see, if you refresh this, you have the hello microservices already registered. If you go to the Spring Boot admin and click on the refresh button, so you can see the status as up, and inside the Spring Zipkin also you have the hello microservices registered. Excuse me. So what basically it does, so we'll go one by one. So basically your the Eureka is used for registering your services, and your other services can easily discover the services that are registered in Eureka. So basically the microservice style of architecture, it's not so much about building individual service so much as it is making the interaction between the services reliable and failure tolerant. So Spring Cloud provides many features in developing production grade microservices. So basically in the microservices world, we can have many Spring Boot applications running on both the same as well as the different hosts. So if we add a Spring Actuator to the Spring Boot applications, we will get many out of the box endpoints to monitor and interact with the Spring Boot applications, as you all know. So we already have the Spring Boot Actuator, then you have the endpoints like the health endpoint for monitoring your health, and then you have the metrics which will show you the current metrics for your project. So if you go to the metrics, then you have the metrics information for your current application. Excuse me. And if you go to it will show you your current status of your application, whether it's up or it's down. So but it gives you a lot of insights about your Spring Boot application. But suppose if you have many applications running, then monitoring your each application by hitting the endpoints and inspecting the JSON response is a very tedious process. So to avoid this, the code centering team came up with the Spring Boot admin module, which will provide you an admin UI dashboard to administer your Spring applications. So if you go to Spring Boot admin, you can see the hello microservices registered here, and if you click on the details, then you can find each of the metrics available here, and it's easy to debug also. So what it does, it crunches the data from the actuator endpoints and provide the insights about all your registered applications in a single dashboard. And then another feature that's provided via the PKMST extension in the Zipkin. So Zipkin is basically used for your distributed, it's a distributed tracing system. So what it does, it helps you gather timing data needed to troubleshoot the latency problems in the microservices architecture. So suppose you have three microservices, your service A is calling B and B is calling C. So if you want to know how much time it is taking for each call from A to B or from B to C, then the Zipkin helps you in detecting those. So if you click on this hello microservice span, you can see that it has taken 2.218 millisecond to get the response back from the service. And then you have the Eureka, so you can see now already you can have your application already registered, and if other services wants to know your application, then they can interact with the Eureka and fetch your information or the metadata associated with your microservices. Along with that, like in the previous example, it provides you a set of the configurations using the PKMST vendor extensions that is not provided in the previous example, because we are not using those vendor extensions. So there is another vendor extensions called the PKMST interceptor that we'll discuss in the next video. Thank you, folks.